I'm yet again filming this, one, when I am actually due to be going out in a very short amount of time. So definitely an ideal moment to start filming. And two, I've started filming this without any notes, which means I might end up missing some things. And if that's the case, then you might see some input from future Emma. Anyway, hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new Sims 4 video. And as you can tell by me sat here versus on my laptop, we are going to be doing more of a commentary video today. And we're going to be discussing a topic that I've been kind of seeing for a little while. And when I say a topic, it's not really a topic. It's more of a style of video that I've been seeing now. I did see it on TikTok when I was on TikTok, but I've actually been seeing it a lot creep up on my YouTube as well. And that is the whole idea of you're bored in The Sims, what to do next. And these videos I always find a little bit confusing, okay? Sometimes they tell you to just, you know, do a different style of legacy and all the rest of it. Sometimes it's like download a mod or a custom content or something like that to keep your game a bit interesting. But I guess I'm a little bit confused because in my mind, if you get bored on something, you kind of just stop playing, right? I mean, I can totally understand why you might want to like reinvent your game. Maybe your game's getting a little bit stale. Maybe you are getting a little bit bored, particularly if you're playing like a legacy or a generation sort of gameplay where you might have been on it for like 9 generations at this point and you're a little bit bored. Completely understand that, completely get why you might be getting a bit bored and whatnot. However, it is completely normal to get bored of a video game, particularly a game like The Sims, because The Sims 4, let's be honest, requires quite a lot of imagination. When I watch a lot of different simmers, like for example Satch on Sims, he often does the most like amazing video concepts that obviously they kind of work within the game but also do require a little bit of like imagination basically. And the Sims franchise as a whole has always been a bit like that, but I feel like compared to the other games, because the gameplay does lack quite a bit, The Sims 4 in particular does require quite a lot of thinking and quite a lot of imagination, and that's okay if you're in the mood to play that sort of game. But sometimes you're not. Sometimes you want an easy sort of game. Sometimes you want a game a little bit like Stardew Valley where you've got a goal to kind of work towards, because that's kind of one of the biggest problems of The Sims in general, is there's not really got like an end goal, which is fine because it's a life simulator. So like technically, other than living with your sim until they die, there's not really an end goal, so to speak, because equally something like The Sims, you can just keep on going and going and going till your heart desires, well, until all your sims die. Then that is a problem. And then you do have to restart over. But like, you get the gist. Like, if you really wanted to, you could keep it going for ages. It's not like a game that has an end point, if you know what I mean. So it can get easy, like I said, to get bored of it. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with getting bored of it. But there's also equally nothing wrong with taking a break and not playing The Sims. Like, I don't know why people feel the need that they have to play The Sims all day, every day. Like, if you are bored of it, that is completely fine. Like I said, I feel like there are times where even I get a little bit like bored. Like, for example, I haven't played my current household at the minute for like 2 weeks, maybe longer, because I just feel a little bit bored, a little bit stale, I guess. So I've been putting it off. I've not been playing it because I've been bored. That doesn't necessarily mean I have been bored of The Sims, because I've been doing other video concepts which I've been really enjoying and loving exploring, but it does mean I've been neglecting my other gameplay because of it. And it's okay to be bored, and it's okay to take a break from it. That's okay. I feel like The Sims, and one of the biggest downfalls actually of The Sims as its concept, is that, let's be honest, a lot of the simmers will play The Sims, will binge it for like 8 hours a day, and then take like a 3-month break, and then suddenly maybe we'll watch a video, or there'll be something that like really sparks the joy in being like, oh yeah, I should probably play The Sims, and then we'll play it, and then we'll binge, and then the cycle continues. But what the EA rely on and the Sims team rely on is the fact that like when you do go and next binge the game, you go out and buy maybe a new pack that's been released or a new kit that piques your fancy, and that's what they kind of rely on. Because I think at the end of the day, as long as you either buy packs or you like buy the game or invest into the game, EA don't really care how long you've played the game. You could play it for 5 minutes and it doesn't matter to EA, because they're not getting paid based on playtime. They're getting paid on how much you buy stuff. And let's be honest, I have been very guilty, hands up, in taking a break from The Sims, and then when I returned, buying a couple of new packs or a new pack. to, I don't know, just spice up my game a little bit because I'm excited about playing. I feel like we've all been there. We've all done that. And EA basically rely on you doing that. That they don't really care if you end up taking a 6-month break. But when you come back and then you go and buy all the packs that you've missed out on, that's what they enjoy. That's what they like. That's what they get. But anyway, why am I so annoyed about these sorts of videos? I mean, let's be honest. I was a bit iffy about doing another commentary video because somebody in my last video said that I was stopped feeling victimized by a game, and I'm like, I'm not feeling victimized by a game, but I just don't understand, and I don't know whether it's like a simming community thing, and I don't know what it is about it. It's okay to be bored of the game, but it's also okay to then go and play another game. Like, I don't understand why people are so straight and narrow about it. If you're bored of The Sims, just maybe take a break, maybe go for a walk, maybe go read a book. Biggest hypocrite ever, probably. No, but like on an actual serious note, like, there are other things to do other than play Sims. It's okay if you get bored. We've all been there. You can just take a break. I quite like, don't get me wrong, I do like the style of video, and so if you see me do one in a few months' time, don't be surprised, because I do think sometimes you do just want to spice up your game, right? Sometimes you want to spice up Generations or a legacy, or like do a new legacy challenge or something like that. I noticed that Lil Simsy, I think, has a new legacy challenge out. I've not watched it yet, so I don't know what it's about, but it's okay to completely feel like you need to spice up the game. However, I do feel like we are trying to compensate a little bit for the fact that there isn't a lot of gameplay in the game, and I think that is a big reason and a big thing that a lot of people have said. Like, in The Sims 4, build mode is probably the most superior like mode, I guess, out of the three things, like out of Create a Sim, gameplay, and build mode. Like, build mode is superior. If you want to go build some lovely houses or whatever, The Sims 4 is like the best game ever for it. If you want to play actual life gameplay, you know, the life simulator that it's meant to be, you're much better off playing like Sims 2 or The Sims 3. And that is actually what I would say. If you are bored of The Sims 4, you might find that you're actually better playing like one of the older games, because the older games have a lot more like variety in terms of gameplay, so you kind of have a bit more options, and I do feel like it's better. I always notice, particularly at the minute, because I am going through a little bit of like a weird phase with The Sims 4 where I feel really inspired to make content, but to actually play it personally, I've kind of reverted back to The Sims 3 again, which feels a bit weird because I've not played The Sims 3 in a little while, but I just miss the like gameplay options that we had, because sometimes I feel like in The Sims 4 the gameplay does get a little bit repetitive, to be honest. And it's probably because, I'm going to be honest, I'm probably a bit guilty of making the same sort of stereotypical sim for all of my gameplay, and therefore I kind of end up doing the same storyline, which is probably why it gets a little bit boring for me. But like I said, if you're bored of the game, it's okay to take a break. Like, I think the thing is, it would be fine if I'd seen a couple of these videos about, but I've been seeing them a lot lately, which indicates to me that, and don't get me wrong, these videos do pretty well on YouTube, which is saying to me that people are wanting to spice up their game, or people are finding The Sims 4 boring. And I do feel like you kind of need to look into the root of that, like, why is The Sims 4 boring? And the answer is the lack of gameplay, and that's always been an issue since day dot of The Sims. Like, the lack of gameplay is crazy, which is why when people at the minute are criticising Enzoy, I've not played the game, by the way, I've not played Enzoy, but when people are criticising the lack of gameplay, I think, are you joking? Do we remember what The Sims 4 was like upon first release? And also, equally, it's not that much better now, let's be honest. Most people's complaints with The Sims 4 is the lack of gameplay. And even, like, me, I'm missing a couple of expansion packs now, and a couple of game packs and whatever here and there. But my game is probably, like, what? Let's say 80% done. And yet, I don't feel like I still get bored. Do you know what I mean? And to be honest, I do like downloading a new mod every now and then. I get a bit of that bug, like a new bug to kind of download something new, and I enjoy it, but then I get a bit overwhelmed. I don't know if anybody else gets like this. It's like I enjoy downloading a new mod, but then actually after a while I'm like, oh no, I feel a bit overwhelmed now. I need to get rid of it now. Thank you. And also because I think The Sims 4 anyway is so buggy, I've been so hesitant and cautious to download so many new mods because I just think it's going to break my game. It's going to break my game and I don't know where to go from there. Anyway, yeah, I guess I just wanted to talk about this topic because, like I said, I have been seeing it so much on YouTube, and then previously when I was on TikTok, I saw it a lot, and I just don't know what the simming community thing is about being so obsessed with The Sims. Like, it is okay to take a break. And this feels like common sense, right? This feels like something really obvious to say. You should know that if you're bored of something, you don't have to do it. You can just go and do something else that's more productive, you know? But I do wonder what people's kind of thing is about it. I mean, let's be honest, the game also has now been running for over 10 years. So it is natural that if you've been playing since release, like I have, it's very easy to get bored, especially because, if I'm being brutally honest, the new packs that get released don't really offer like that much new things to do. Like, out of the packs that I don't have, I can probably only think of one pack that I'm missing that would probably add a bit more depth to my gameplay, but other than that, like, that's it. So what is the point of me making this video? Because I'm not gonna lie, I've been rambling at this point for a good 10 minutes, no, longer than that. I guess I'm just here to tell you, if you should know this already, it's okay to take a break, babes. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to not play The Sims. That doesn't mean you're not a Sims player. It's natural. We all go through phases. like I said, I think I'm probably going through that phase at the minute where if I didn't make Sims 4 content, I probably wouldn't be playing The Sims, or wouldn't be playing The Sims as much as what I have been. And that's okay. Like, I often ask you guys for video recommendations because I often sit there and I'm like, guys, I'm struggling. I am struggling for ideas and content and gameplay, and I'm bored. And that's part of the problem. And sometimes you just got to try and find ways to spice it up or do whatever. But yeah, either way, what's the main message of this video? If you're bored, it's okay to take a break. It's fine. You don't need a new legacy challenge or a new mod to spice up your game. You probably just need a little bit of a break. Maybe go play another video game, or go for a walk, or read a book, or write a book. It's okay to take a break. You know, you're not any less of a Sims 4 fan if you take a couple of weeks off. That's okay. I don't know whether it's just the loyalty that comes with The Sims 4 that people kind of feel that they have to constantly be playing it, but it's okay, you don't have to. It's okay, I promise. Nothing's gonna happen if you don't play The Sims 4. EA are probably still very happy with the money that they've already gotten from you, so it's fine. I know there probably wasn't much point to this video other than me basically saying it's okay to take a break, but it is okay to take a break, I promise, okay? Anyway, if you guys have enjoyed today's video and you want to see more rambles, I'll put the commentary thing up on the screen somewhere. You can go watch my other videos, and if you have enjoyed, feel free to leave a like, go subscribe. Do these sorts of videos like encourage you to play The Sims 4, do you think? Do you have the same viewpoint as me, which is like, if you are bored, just take a break, it's okay. Let me know what you think. And like I said, if you have enjoyed, like, subscribe, do all that jazz, and I'll see you all next time. Bye everyone.